Hey guys, Dan here. In this video, I wanted to give my review of a game I came across recently called CONDO. It was developed by Flubbed Machina, and it was released back in February of 2025. Now, I know I'm late to the party with this one, and honestly, I might start making more videos on older itch games because there's so many of them that I want to cover, and yeah, I know they won't be new games, but who cares? I'm not really worried about it. I'm tired of being beholden to what's current. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I came across this game and it interested me because of its look and feel. I want to talk about the importance of atmosphere in a game and how, as far as I'm concerned, atmosphere can carry a game all by itself, if you have the right kind of eyes. Now, first of all, it needs to be said, this is not a horror game, per se. Unless you want to tie it into the emotional horror of everyday existence in an, I don't know, an uncaring world, I guess. This game is about a breakup, okay? It's about negotiating the aftermath, the fallout of two people's intimate relationship. Most of us have been in that position before, and it really speaks to your character as to how you handle it, you know? It can be a tough situation, but you have to be tougher. And remember that as time passes, it'll get better and it'll get easier to move on. It always does, really. And that's the theme of this game. Our character has an apartment, or condo, in what looks like the middle of a major city. I mean, you can tell by all the buildings around. It's a rainy night. We have insomnia. We can't sleep because we keep thinking about the other person who apparently is broken up with us. We have a diary that you can read that kind of goes into that a little. There's lots of stuff we can interact with in our room. We have a kitchenette, a bathroom, a desk, laptop. We can even play records, which I thought was a nice touch. The developer made sure to keep updating the game after publishing it and kind of kept adding stuff. I was reading the devlogs. They kept adding stuff and adjusting the lighting in the game, adding clutter to the hallways, just stuff to make the buildings look more lived in. And I think they did a great job with that because, well, let's face it, this is pretty much a walking simulator. And any good walking simulator is going to have lots of objects to interact with. I mean, you kind of have to, right? Now, there is a major gameplay mechanic I wanted to go over. It's something I really appreciated the game having, and honestly, I can't imagine the game being quite as interesting without it. And that is, there's an event slash achievement system. How it works is, you're supposed to explore, starting with your room, but then you leave your apartment and it's time to explore the rest of the building. There are 7 events that need to be discovered in order for you to reach the ending, like the end of the game, I mean. And along the way, you're also supposed to be on the lookout for 7 trophies. And I mean literal trophies. They look just like those old high school sports trophies. They're scattered throughout the game. You find them in various rooms, like in corners, behind objects, that sort of thing. Sometimes discovering an event means speaking with your fellow apartment dwellers and picking the correct dialogue choices. And sometimes it isn't even dialogue, but it's having to complete an action for someone. Now, this mechanic is central to the gameplay itself. It's your basic exploration and discovery kind of thing. After you found all 7 events or achievements or whatever, it's time to head back to your room. The game will let you know what to do. And then all that's left is the ending, where our character finally comes to terms with what they need to do in order to overcome their dilemma, you know, with the breakup, and how to resolve the situation in a way that's mature and shows their own personal growth, I guess. I'm not the love doctor or anything, but you get the idea. Now, back to what I was saying earlier about the atmosphere of the game and how it alone can make a game worthwhile, in my opinion. This game, CONDO, has such cool atmosphere, and by that I mean ambience, that it really made it a joy to play. I had such a good time wandering the hallways, exploring because of the look and feel of the game. It has the PSX style graphics that I love, that I prefer. Lots of dark blues and blacks, great use of monochromatic color. The blue really complements the ever-present rain outside. The whole story takes place around midnight, that's why I say blacks. There's a part where you can go out onto the roof and look at the sky, and the skybox is really neat. There's even a slow-moving plane flying by overhead that you can watch. So I thought that was really cool. Also, there's a part where you find a bar in the building on the same floor as your apartment. I thought that was a nice touch. It's smoky, it's subdued. There's an aquarium there. They have a cat you can pet. There's interesting people there to talk to. Even a soccer match on the television. Another nice touch. The music is synthwave, I guess you could say. Lots of synths. And the record that you can play in your room, the song is catchy, but when you're walking down the hallways, the music has, it's almost an oppressive kind of feeling, very heavy. I mean, it's appropriate for the mood, and this is a very moody experience, and I loved it. It's funny, even without action, without danger, without any real sense of urgency, I thought this game was incredible. It was an incredibly introspective experience. The little bits of dialogue and the pontificating that the other residents go on about, I found it really compelling. I mean, I ended up playing this game like 4 or 5 times because its tone, its sense of place really spoke to me. That is why I strongly urge other indie developers to spend plenty of time coming up with a good environment for their games, you know? Like, spend the time on it, adding all the little details like the deliberate use of color, keep in mind what mood you're going for, smart use of ambient music tracks. The time spent on all of those things will pay off in dividends down the road. It could even save an otherwise mediocre game. Not that this game was mediocre, this game was awesome, but you know what I mean. Like I said, I played it a few times over, and if I have one criticism, it's I wish it was a little longer. I mean, it plays about 30 minutes, but maybe if they would have doubled that, make it an hour, I don't know. I understand that even the coolest game can sometimes overstay its welcome. I get it, right? Maybe this one was just the right length. I don't know, but yeah, so I guess for my conclusion, Flubbed Machina did a remarkable job making this. They managed to create one of the coolest experiences in gaming I've had recently, and it's all because of the time spent developing this wonderful little game world, you know? This rainy night in the city ambience. It really sold the project for me. Come for the story, stay for the atmosphere. Anyway, if you get a chance, download and play CONDO by Flubbed Machina. It's on itch.io. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time.